What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Surfing the Stream. My name is Matt, and I am here to check out the brand new teaser trailer for Resident Evil, which comes out in September, if I'm not mistaken. It is directed by Zach Krieger, and I gotta just go ahead and just put this disclaimer out there. I'm a fan of this director, okay? I was a huge fan of Weapons. I watched that earlier this year on our way to Japan, and I really enjoyed that movie. Is it one of my favorite horror movies of all time? No, but it was a damn good time watching that on the plane. And then Barbarian, which is still one of the most memorable movies to me because of the ending. It was a movie that I know as I was watching it, I was like, damn, I'm really loving this. And then once that movie flipped the script, I instantly fell in love with that movie. And then he also did Companion, which, if I'm not mistaken, that also came out last year. And that was one of those movies that was a good, like, one-time watch. So I am a fan of this director, and I'm very intrigued as to what he's going to do with the Resident Evil franchise. I grew up on this franchise, whether it's the games, whether it's the movies, more so the movies than the games. And the movies, I don't care what you say, it is the one of the worst movie franchises out there, period. We can have a decent debate over Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and I think 4, if I'm not mistaken. They all tend to run together once you get past 3. I think from the longest time I would have said 3 was probably my favorite, but 2 is really fucking good. But nonetheless, this franchise has just never done that well with its movies, and the games have kind of come back from the dead over the last 7-10 years, something along those lines, with the remakes, and then Resident Evil 7, 8. I have not checked out 9 yet. In fact, I think once I'm done with this teaser trailer reaction, I'm gonna go start up RE9 tonight. So I can't wait to fucking play that. But nonetheless, you came here for a teaser trailer reaction, so let's go ahead and watch the trailer, and then we'll talk about it after. And we're going to start on 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello? I had a little bit of a problem on the road. I was wondering if I could use your phone. Hello?
Give me those horror vibes, please.
Yes, we're sorry.
Maybe they're going like an Ethan Winters route with this main character.
Hey, babe. Look, I'm really sorry that we got disconnected earlier, but some things have happened.
Ooh, and the snow. I love the aesthetic of
I'm in like a seriously
the
messed up
cold
situation right
and
now.
snow.
And it looks like there's a chance that we might not get to talk to each other again.
Yes. Oh.
I just wanted you to know.
That had a little bit of RE4 vibes. Oh!
I love you.
Dude, let's fucking go. That looks great. That looks great. All right. So let's break this down just a little bit. I do know from some recent interviews that the director has come out and said that there will be no characters from the games in this movie. And I think if you are doing an adaptation of a video game or a book or whatever, I think books are more like you have to be more faithful to the book rather than a video game. But you either go one or two routes. You either don't adapt it beat by beat whatsoever, and you go a completely different route, tell a completely different story, in that universe, or you go beat by beat and you adapt the shit out of that and make it a one-to-one copy. Otherwise, you're gonna have fans that will be split on it, because there'll be some that, hey, they messed this up in the story, or they have the others that are like, oh man, I wish they would have done this instead of this. So you're always gonna have that issue with adaptations. And I am of the mindset that, yeah, I would love a just straight Resident Evil adaptation, but we have suffered so long, guys. Okay. We have suffered so long with so many bad movies that I think it's time for a different spin on the franchise. And going based off of a minute and 30 seconds, this looks pretty fucking good. It gives you the horror vibes. There's some shit here that we have never seen in a Resident Evil movie before, with them falling from the sky, hitting the cars. That looked fucking cool. To me, it definitely has that RE7 biohazard feel to it. And that is legitimately where, like, I had played a couple of games before RE7, but RE7's really where I fell in love with the franchise. That is, to me, one of the scariest games of all time. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Not quite like top 10, but it's up there. I fucking love Biohazard, where it has like that Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe with the game. So fucking good. But we seem to be really focusing on, it looks like a character that has no military background whatsoever. He's just this random Joe Schmo off the street, which, like I said, goes back to that Ethan Winters style character. And I'm completely down with that. You gotta do something fresh, something new. I think if you brought in a Leon Kennedy, or a Claire Redfield, a Chris Redfield, Ada Wong, if you brought in those types of characters into this movie or into this new series, then you're gonna have those people out there that are going to be the purists. They're gonna be the ones that you have to do this beat by beat. Chris Redfield would never fucking do this. You're gonna have those types of people. So I think going this direction with this hopefully new franchise within Resident Evil, I think that's the way to go. And again, I said it while I was watching the trailer, and that is the aesthetics, the look of them being in the snow, and that dark, eerie vibe gives you a little bit of like that 30 Days of Night vibe to it. And I am all there for it. Like, there's a couple of things that I love in horror movies. That Alaska cold, dark, and snowy look to the movie. 100% down for that. Like, I'm a huge fan of The Thing. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. 30 Days of Night, fucking love that movie. So the aesthetic and the look, the cinematography of this movie looks absolutely fantastic. And I legitimately was not all that excited for this movie. Like, leading up to this reaction, I was excited about Zach Krieger taking over the franchise. So going into this, like, I was going to see it for sure. But now that I have watched the teaser trailer, I don't plan on watching another one. I think I'm gonna go in the rest of the way without seeing another scene from this movie, and I hope that it's going to be great when it comes out on September 18th. But it looks fantastic. Some of the enemy designs look great. I hope we get some incorporations of the game for sure. So here's the thing with Zach Krieger. He tends to flip things on their head with movies. You have Barbarian, which I'm not going to spoil that. If you have not seen Barbarian, you should go see it. He does things with his movies that's so ridiculous that it is absolutely hilarious when it happens. So you have that one, and then you have Weapons, which that whole movie is just ridiculous in and of itself. And Companion was a lot of fun, had a lot of comedy woven through that. So I'm interested to see how he brings his style of directing to this movie, because this trailer makes it seem like it's going to be a straight up horror movie with a little bit of action thrown in there. And he tends to weave in some of that comedy throughout. So I'm I'm just curious to know what he's going to bring to the table from his other movies in terms of comedy to make this different. So that's all I gotta say about that. I think that's the only thing that I'm like, ooh, that tone, that aesthetic, the vibes look fucking great. But how are they going to insert some of that comedy stuff that he's usually pretty good at with just how ridiculous everything is? So if I had to guess, I think he is going to create and give us some really fucking awesome like enemy designs and then some kills, a lot of gore. And I think those kills and that gore are going to be so over the top that it's going to be hilarious. And I think that's when he's going to insert his I guess, style into this movie. But yeah, guys, I am very much excited for the new Resident Evil movie. And with all that being said, I'm going to go turn this off. I'm going to go play RE9 because I've heard great things about that and just chill out for the rest of the night. But please leave me a comment down below what you thought about this teaser trailer. Are you excited for this brand new movie coming to theaters September 18th? Are you a little hesitant considering it has nothing to do with the games or characters within the games? I think it is ultimately the best move to move far away from the games and create your own separate franchise, but use the heart of the series and those games to really create something fresh. And I think I'm hopeful that we're going to get that with this new movie. But yeah, guys, leave me a comment down below. And while you're there, hit that like and subscribe button. That's really going to help us grow and expand this channel. And with that being said, I will catch y'all next time on another one. Latest.